Tanya. Welcome to my channel Tanya Talks. So today we are going to talk about the basic etiquettes that have literally gone missing when it comes to a relationship. Or you can also say that we will also be discussing about the previous traumas of a relationship that kind of restricts all of us to get into a new one. So again, specifically I'm going to talk about the millennials or the 90s kids, because I see myself or the people around me, the friends I have, all of us, we truly are hopelessly romantic people. Again, I'm talking about most of the people over here, most of the people of my age, the kind of discussion I have been having. Okay, so I'm gonna discuss again most of the scenario, because now I get really particular about using this word, like most of the cases, because I don't know how dumb people can be that they they bring up this thing ki, oh please, with us it doesn't happen, our family is very progressive, in our family we don't do this, in our family we don't do that. But I don't know, but anyway, moving ahead. So yes, I was talking about that, how the traumas of a previous relationship, it restricts us to get into a new one. Also, when I see the relationship around me, dude, there are no basic etiquettes left. I mean, there are so many mistakes, there are so many red flags which are like right there, it's just visible, and still people are doing that again and again in a relationship, and then you expect that it's gonna be a good one and it will not give you a trauma. Come on, please open your eyes. So okay, first thing which is like really common, and I've seen in front of me a lot of times, which is people checking each other's phone. I mean, hello guys, please, what is this? It's not just in a relationship, but it's the most basic etiquette. Even if it's your parents' phone, even if it's your friend's phone, how can you touch their phone without their permission? Or even if the person is sitting right in front of you, you'll just pick up the phone and you'll start checking their WhatsApp, you'll start checking their Instagram. I mean, how is that okay? And the other person also is completely fine with it. How? It's just so disrespectful, it's ill-mannered, okay? And I think this is something that people should really talk about, that it's not okay. It's not even about trust here, it's just about basic etiquettes. You cannot go through somebody else's phone like that, and it's just not okay. And of course, I mean, it's more like when you're just going through somebody else's phone and the other person is also okay with it, because they also have this thought that if I question this particular thing, that why are you touching my phone or why are you going through my phone, then the other person might feel that okay, she or he is hiding something, and another fight will be picked up. But this is so toxic, this is not okay. And unfortunately, it's like pretty common, and people treat it like, yeah, it's fine, what's the big deal? It is a big deal, definitely it is a big deal. Next thing is that unfortunately, people talk in a relationship, keeping themselves at a superior position in such a way that they are allowing you to do something about it. So most of the cases, in most of the relationships, unfortunately, men are the one who thinks that who think that they are superior and they can permit the girl to do certain things. Guys, one thing, when you're being protective, it's a completely different thing. When you're being controlling, it's again a completely different thing. There is a clear difference. Unfortunately, people do not understand that difference, and it's really sad that there are girls who feel proud of it when the other person, when their partner is like, oh, he doesn't like when I go out late, he doesn't like when I wear such clothes, he's just little protective about me, he's a little possessive about me. No, darling, it's not that. it's just weird, okay? And unfortunately, even today, I've seen women being completely okay with it and being proud of the fact, in fact. So yeah, this is definitely not okay. Again, as I was talking about the basic etiquettes in a relationship, right? Also, one thing is there, whenever there is an argument, I completely agree that, guys have their guy friends, girls have their girlfriends, and it's the easiest way where you can go and discuss your arguments, or you can discuss your things. But unfortunately, it takes always another turn. So if you are in a relationship, it's so unhealthy to discuss your arguments with your friends, because then they form a different perspective, and when you are angry or when you are mad at the other person, it's always easier to notice their bad deeds and you forget all the good deeds. But after a point of time, when you both are going to be completely okay, the friends of yours, they will still have that perspective, and unfortunately it will go against your relationship itself. So I think this is really unhealthy when you discuss your personal problems with your friends, until and unless you're not very sure, or until and unless you really want to take a decision, or you really want to understand that how to take things forward. Please do not discuss with anyone, because one day when you're angry, you say different things. Another day when you're completely okay, you say different things. So the perspective of your friends, it's basically suffering over there, right? And it will go against you and your relationship, and it will create a different image of your partner, which is, not fair, I believe. Also, I know that nowadays we talk about situationships a lot. That is so not okay. If you cannot be crystal clear about the status of your relationship, then how are you guys even together? And especially after a particular age, I think it's really dumb when you cannot even decide that whether you want to be with that person or you don't want to be with that person, and still you're just dragging it, okay? So I think it's really important to have a clear status of your relationship, right? I think that's the most basic and the minimum requirement of in fact being in a relationship, right? Also, I've seen this a lot, that whenever someone gets angry, it's not just in a relationship in fact, but whenever someone gets angry, they start making you count, okay? I did this for you, I did that for you, you never did anything and all of that. But dude, it's like really bad, okay? Either do not do anything, and if you have done something, I think you have done it out of love, okay? Out of affection, out of the bond that you have with the person. So whenever you are angry or whenever you are not in good terms with the person, do not make the other person count that I've done this, I've done that. It nullifies everything that you have done, okay? So I think that's really not fair, and I think it's very it's not kind, it's not humble, and it just feels really bad. So please never ever do that. And unfortunately, I think most of the people who are single nowadays, they are so scared to get into a relationship, because whatever efforts they have put into the previous one, it didn't come across the way they wanted it to be, or the way they have imagined that the relationship will grow. Because of that, there is so much of trauma, there is so much of fear to get into a new one, because now it's so easy to just jump into conclusions, okay? That earlier also this has happened with me, now also it might happen with me, I always do this, I always do that, and it has created a very negative impact about the opposite gender, or not just the opposite gender, but about the partners, right? So I think it's really important to heal as well. Even if a relationship ended, okay, or some bond that did not work out, or it did not come across the way you have imagined it to be, or it did not come across the way you have wanted it to be, I think it's really important for a person to take their own time and for the person to heal, okay? Because you cannot just keep hating or you cannot just keep complaining. It's really, really important to heal on your own, take your own time, and then plan to get into a relationship or even think about it, because your baggage is your baggage. Please deal with your own. Other person will have their own baggage, right? Do not make it double of a task for him or her. So I think it's really important to be okay yourself and then get into a relationship, because I strongly believe that until and unless a person cannot love himself or herself, the person can never love somebody else. So I think it's still positive, and you can still feel positive about love and about relationships, about getting into with someone, only if you are completely okay, if you have no baggage left, okay, and you have dealt your way. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. No, it's never easy, but it's not impossible as well. It's really important to take your own time, deal with your traumas, deal with whatever has happened, and after a point of time, I think we all realize this, that whatever happened, it was always for good, right? Yes, when we are dealing with it, we will always feel that life stuff and God is unfair and all the negative things are happening to me. But once you have dealt with that phase, I think you come out way more stronger, and the experiences, they take place so that you can learn something from it. Not because you have to be a negative person and you will never ever go to that path again. जब हम छोटे होते हैं, हम साइकिल चलाना सीखते हैं, तो हम बहुत बार साइकिल से गिर जाते हैं, राइट? इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम कभी जिंदगी में साइकिल ही नहीं चलाते. We learn from our mistakes, right? And we learn that the next time we have to do it better, and this might be something which will not work out for me, and this might be something that might work out for me, right? So I think that's what happens in relationships as well. So and when I see that people are so scared, including me, I'm not saying that I am some superior, I'm above all or anything. No, we all are really scared to get into a relationship, and we all have suffered so much when it comes to love and relationships that it's really, really scary. But at the same time, I truly believe that if you have had your journey, if you have dealt with your part of the journey, I think then of course you can still be positive about it, and the experiences takes place so that you can learn something. So there is one more thing which I strongly believe in, that you have all the right to make mistakes. Just make sure that you do not repeat the same mistake, because that will be really, really stupid. Okay, make new mistakes so that you can learn new things. If you're making the same mistake again, then you're really dumb and you really need to grow up. So that was it, a very personal chit chat that I wanted to do, and I love my channel because of this reason only, because whatever I have in my mind, whatever I have in my heart, I can just put it straight out there, and then I feel completely okay. Then I feel completely normal. So that was it for today's video. I hope that all of you who are watching this video, you might have related, and you might have liked the video. If you did, please do not forget to hit the like button. Also, if you like such unfiltered, relatable content on your feed, you can definitely subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you very, very soon in the next video. Bye-bye.